Ever wonder what it was like to just be free? To adventure and explore without the white picket fence, the 8 to 5, and to throw away the golden handcuffs? Well, we did. So we bought a 1980 Downeaster cutter that had been neglected for decades, sailed her up north, rounding Point Conception, and making her way to her new home port on the central coast of California. We've been fixing her up and prepping her for blue water cruising ever since. Follow along our journey, leave us a comment, and if you like, press subscribe and hit that notification bell. With new episodes every Thursday, tune in weekly to watch our adventures towards hopefully becoming full-time cruisers. Thanks for watching! 5 years ago, on one of the very first weekends I knew Grant, he was driving up the 4 hours up to Marin to bring his friend Reed a motor. Reed lived on his sailboat in Richardson Bay, Sausalito, located in Marin. Growing up in Marin, I didn't even know people could live on sailboats. I asked him, "You're driving all the way up north to bring this motor to Reed?" And he just said, "Yeah, like there was something wrong with me." And that's how I met Reed. One buddy helping out another buddy. This week's episode isn't about me. This week's episode is about two guys that share a love of boats. It's about two guys and one boat. Just kidding. No, it's about a bromance that really should just have its own episode.
What did we do, Reed?
We did it.
Yeah, we did. Bam. Coat number 1 out of like 8 coats of paint.
Yeah. Easy day though. It went on pretty quick. And we get to look at paint dry for a little while.
No, it's like step number 7 on the instructions. It's after the first coat. You have to go to Mercy's.
Oh, right. You go to Mercy's, you get fish and chips.
Yes.
You stare at the ocean for a little while. That affords you the best curing possibility. If you don't stare out at the ocean, it won't cure proper. Step 7.
Step 7.
Interlux recommends if you're gonna have French fries, you have to dip them.
Thumbprint test. Let's see. Push. Take it off. Didn't really even leave a thumbprint. No paint left. It's time to paint. Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. We're gonna put 2 more coats of barrier coat on, a gray coat and a white coat. Do a quick little tour and talk about things I did. I didn't film a lot of it. Noelle was sick past few days. So the rudder's all taken care of. Up here, turned out pretty nicely, good shape. Got a little repair down there that was sand through. You can't really tell any of our sanding and fairing sections. And even if you can, it's below the waterline, and this is not a race boat or a show boat. This is a sailboat that we're gonna cruise. You can see there was a little bit of repair right here. It's not super smooth, but that's okay.
It was Thanksgiving Day, and it was up to Grant to finish the painting. Since this is epoxy paint, you have to add the additive with the epoxy and then wait 20 minutes for an induction period. I usually got a call during those 20 minutes to help pass the time. Then after that, you add thinner to make it easier for brushing and painting. The painting was something we were both looking forward to for months. It was truly the beginning of the end of this haul out. I was bummed I couldn't help Grant with the painting, but I was relieved that he was still getting it done. He was on his third coat of barrier, the gray, out of 5 coats.
Still Thanksgiving. There's Ember. Noel's still feeling pretty bad. So I'll be here tomorrow, most likely, Black Friday. And I think I'm gonna bed the through holes and maybe get the prop shaft in. We'll see. Hopefully I can get Reed to help me because I don't think I can bed the through holes. Well, bed the backing blocks by myself.
Oh, it's day 5 with COVID. I tested again today and I am still positive. And boy, COVID sucks. Just feel like super low energy, headache, congestion, just all the symptoms. But I am so grateful that Grant is working on the boat and working really hard. And for our friends that are helping, Reed and Katie, and I can't wait to see the progress that he's made. He's been coming home every night showing me videos. Yeah, I have not seen him this happy in so long. And so there's something to say about like doing your own work on your boat and just feeling the reward of that. So, you know, a little bit at a time, and we're counting down the days.
And we're on day 3 of the painting extravaganza. I need to bed my through holes before I put on my last barrier coat because I don't want to bed the through holes onto the bottom paint because it's ablative, and I don't really feel like it would be a good idea to have a sealed surface on paint that's meant to disintegrate over time. Ended up deciding that there was too much corrosion in the threads here of this bronze through hole. It's not just discoloration, it's like quite a bit of buildup. Figure we're bedding it, might as well do the right thing. Got a new one from the boatyard, 25 bucks. So we're back in business, just need to cut it just like the rest of them. So I have my really high-tech, sorry for the poor handwriting, Sharpie doesn't work too well. My high-tech hole thickness gauges here. So I'll have to be cutting the through holes down so that with the combination of the backing plate, the hole thickness, and screwing it into the seatcock to basically bottom it out. I'd like to get as much thread as I can in there within reason. So, for example, lots of threads, which is good. So for example, you can see, you can imagine, inside of the boat over here, water on this side. Currently, without cutting it, we've got, I don't know, that looks like almost 1.25 inches. As you can see, if that was to go at the sink drain, which this one very well might, there's going to be an extra 1/2 inch that we can't handle. So that's why the through hole itself needs to be cut. So I'll be setting up to do that with the grinder and the file. So I put the nut on that I had so that you can chase it through, straighten up the threads. It actually doesn't have any burrs at all. No birds on the inside. Let's see if it fits in the valve. So we need this to be smaller than the whole thickness so that we can get clamping value, and as you can see, looks like we made it. So if I back this out, the whole thickness is right there. So we'll have one full rotation of clamping power if needed, but I don't think we're going to compress that fiberglass, so that one's ready to go.
Today's mission is to grind these little babies down so that they do not protrude past the backing block here. This is going to go against the hull. This side is going to be up with the valve on top of it, and we need the screws to lay flush with the bottom piece. So, wham bam. Thank you, ma'am.
Really scientific. Okay, so I've got my thickened epoxy with high density filler. Make stiff peaks. I'm going to put it on to the backing plate. I've got my holes covered up with tape. And then Reed and I are going to screw them together. I'll take a video after I get these two in. Okay.
That's how you do real boat work.
So,
Hey y'all, Reed from Odyssey Alternative, coming to you from Port St. Louis Boatyard.
Odyssey Alternative is right here.
Go check it out. Right now it's more work on another boat. And then Baja.
Boats, boats, boats.
Tacos.
Bye, Sausalito. Here we come, Morro Bay.
Damn, bro, did you get those from West Marine?
Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Oh. Shake, shake, shake. Oh, abs. Oh, man, I'm like lightheaded.
So you get a good boat workout and a little high.
Sometimes all I think about you, late night in the middle of June. E-waves been freaking me out. Can't wake you happy all night. You can't fight it, you can't breathe.
Love you, honey. Miss you, feel better.